They're a load of racists around here. They're racist. Too racist.
A nation on edge, from Nottingham's spark to Middlesbrough's flame. The streets of England are simmering with unrest and discontent. A wave of unrest sparked in Nottingham now threatens to engulf the nation. The initial spark in Nottingham has ignited a fire that is spreading rapidly. From the East Midlands, the flames of discontent have spread north. The movement is gaining momentum, with more and more people joining the cause. Middlesbrough, a town with its own history of struggle, has become the latest flashpoint. The echoes of past protests resonate in the streets, adding fuel to the fire. The past few days, from August 2nd to 4th, have seen a dramatic escalation in protests. The intensity of the demonstrations has increased, with clashes between protesters and police becoming more frequent. What began as localized demonstrations have morphed into something more potent, more volatile. The anger and frustration of the people are palpable, and the situation is becoming increasingly unpredictable. The air crackles with tension. The question on everyone's mind: where will the anger erupt next? As the nation watches with bated breath, the future remains uncertain. Will the flames of discontent continue to spread, or will they be extinguished before they consume the entire country? Fueling the fire of public discontent and social unrest, immigration fears and the spectre of unequal justice. At the heart of this burgeoning crisis lie two potent grievances that have been simmering for years: illegal immigration and a perceived imbalance in policing. These issues have become flashpoints in communities across the nation. Communities already grappling with economic anxieties see uncontrolled immigration as a threat to their livelihoods and social stability. They feel unheard, ignored by a political class perceived as out of touch with the everyday struggles of ordinary citizens. Adding fuel to the fire is the growing belief in a two-tier justice system, where the rich and powerful are treated differently from the rest. One rule for them, another for us, the protesters cry, echoing a sentiment that has gained traction in recent years. The police, once symbols of order and protection, are increasingly viewed with suspicion, even hostility, as they are seen as enforcers of an unjust system.
You don't see them coming across with their families. It's all military-age fighting men that are coming across. There are no women and children. They are raping our girls in the street because it's legal from where they come from. Right. But they're coming over here, they're attacking our girls, our wives, our girlfriends, our daughters on the streets. My partner, she's of mixed race, English and Jamaican. So she's half black, half white. I don't care what colour you are, what creed you are. You come to our country, you live by our rules, you follow our laws, and you integrate. They do not want to integrate. They want their own states. They want their own communities.
They're fascists.
That's not what it's about. Fascists. They are fascists. They are the modern-day fascists.
Call for reform is loud and clear, with protesters demanding changes to both immigration policies and the justice system. This movement is not just about anger, it's about a collective desire for fairness, equality, and a system that works for everyone. As the protests continue, the hope is that these voices will lead to meaningful change and a more just society for all. Night of rage, tensions boil over in Middlesbrough's streets. The previous evening, Middlesbrough witnessed a terrifying escalation. What started as a peaceful demonstration descended into chaos. As night fell, the mood shifted. Angry chants filled the air. Objects flew. Police clad in riot gear clashed with protesters. The streets, once familiar and safe, transformed into a battleground. The clashes left a trail of destruction, shattered glass, burning barricades, and a community even more deeply divided. A chorus of discontent, diverse voices, shared anger. What is striking about these protests is the sheer diversity of those involved. This is not just about one issue or one demographic. Young and old blue-collar workers and the unemployed lifelong residents and recent arrivals, all united in their anger and frustration. There is a sense that the social contract, the unwritten agreement binding citizens and state, has frayed beyond repair. Middlesbrough today is a town holding its breath. The air is thick with tension, a palpable sense of unease hanging over the streets. The echo of the previous night's violence still reverberates. Shops remain shuttered, their windows boarded up, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. Conversations are hushed, laced with anxiety. The fear is contagious, spreading like wildfire through the community. The authorities, caught off guard by the intensity of the unrest, are now on high alert. Police presence has been increased, with reinforcements drafted in from neighboring regions. The town feels heavily fortified, almost under siege. Community leaders and politicians plead for calm, their words ringing hollow amidst the palpable tension. Everyone knows that the situation remains volatile, a tinderbox awaiting a spark. Middlesbrough's story is not unique. It is a microcosm of a larger malaise afflicting England. The town, with its history of industrial decline and social deprivation, reflects the growing disparities and anxieties plaguing the nation. The protests, with their complex interplay of economic grievances, social anxieties, and political alienation, expose the deep fissures running through British society. As the dust settles on another day of protests, the remnants of the day's turmoil are starkly visible. The streets, once filled with the voices of the passionate and the discontented, now lie eerily silent, littered with the debris of a struggle that seems far from over. A profound sense of uncertainty hangs in the air, as if the very atmosphere is charged with the weight of unspoken fears and unanswered questions. Faces in the crowd reflect a deep concern, a worry that the future holds more of the same unrest. Will the authorities heed the protesters' anger and address their concerns? The tension between the two sides is palpable, a standoff that seems to be a microcosm of a larger, more pervasive struggle. Or will the cycle of violence and repression continue, further deepening the divide? Each clash, each act of repression only seems to fuel the fire of discontent, making the prospect of reconciliation seem ever more distant. Middlesbrough, and indeed all of England, stands at a crossroads. The choices made now will echo through the annals of history, shaping the trajectory of the nation for years to come. The path chosen in the coming days and weeks will have profound implications for the nation's future. Community meetings and public debates are becoming more frequent as citizens grapple with the weight of their collective decisions. One thing is certain, the echoes of unrest will continue to reverberate long after the last protest sign has been lowered. The chants may fade, but the issues that sparked them remain, demanding attention and resolution.
You guys have a rich history as far as World War I, World War II, and the veterans that fought for your guys' land, and now you guys are being somewhat replaced by a lot of these migrants. A lot of these migrants are coming in and people are saying they feel like they're being replaced, and the veterans that fought for you guys are on the streets while migrants get put up in hotels. How does that make you feel?
Obviously, we're not happy about it. We've got nothing about migration. We're not against migration. We're about controlling our borders. If I was to go to another country, I would be vetted, and if I'd been in trouble before or had any past history, I wouldn't be allowed in. We're not about anti-immigration. We're about controlling the migration. And if we don't take control of the migration, we're going to be outnumbered in our own country. We will no longer be a Christian country. We'll be controlled by an Islamic movement. That's what is worrying and concerning. £29 million spent on illegal immigrants in the last 18 months, all aged between 20 and 30, fighting age, no women, no children, put up in 4- or 5-star hotels, but yet there's veterans on our street, homeless, on the street. It's all wrong. It needs to be put right. Government needs to be outed. If we have to issue Article 61 on common law, then so be it. We will do it. That's what's happening next if they don't listen. We will not comply
You
next
believe
time.
a civil war is on the rise?
A civil war is inevitable. It will happen if they don't listen. 100%. We're not messing about. Yeah? They need to listen. They need to wake up. The sheeple need to wake up because they're asleep.
You don't see them coming across with their families. It's all military-age fighting men that are coming across. There are no women and children. They are raping our girls in the street because it's legal from where they come from. But they're coming over here, they're attacking our girls, our wives, our girlfriends, our daughters on the streets. My partner, she's of mixed race, English and Jamaican. So she's half black, half white. I don't care what colour you are, what creed you are. You come to our country, you live by our rules, you follow our laws, and you integrate.
They do not want to integrate. They want their own states. They want their own communities.
They're fascists.
It's not what it's about. They are fascists. They are the modern day fascists.
And then it's weird because a lot of people would try to label that Great Britain's are fascists for going against migrants. However, it seems like the migrants.
They will try and put the British. They will try and put the British man down. But at the end of the day, if it weren't for the British man and the Americans when they joined, the rest of the world would be speaking German right now. If it weren't for the British man and the Americans joining